Okay, so this is my third attempt, guys. My third attempt of this video. The first video for this, I came off very angry. The second attempt, I came off as over angry. So I'm just letting you know what could have happened and what you're getting in this video. To those who claim that I just hate the team green. But nah, real talk, we got to talk about this, and we're just gonna break this down in layman's terms, and we're gonna just speak on this whole debacle. So when Microsoft got rid of the Xbox Live $60 a year requirement, they got rid of that option. Many people thought that Microsoft was going down the PC route completely. Granted, they're treating PC gamers like first-class citizens. I mean, let's be real here. The only requirement PC gamers really have to do to play games on the Xbox is to have Game Pass, and that's literally the only requirement. Of course, for a PC gamer, especially with it being at a lower price, there's no, they see that as a gold mine. I mean, you got access to games. You can definitely play them. You can play them at their full, their full access. You can unlock the frame, all that junk. You can do all that stuff. So of course, a PC gamer has no reason or has no problem paying for that. But here's the issue now, guys. Here's the issue. The moment they removed the yearly subscription, all of us thought that Microsoft was going to be free completely. Like, we thought they were going to be removing a bunch of stuff, especially from the Xbox community, when it comes to the free-to-play games being behind the paywall, and of course, just paying for the online service as a whole. I saw many people talk about this. I've been a part of a few podcasts where that's become a topic, and ironically, reality has set in once again, just like the whole Cyberpunk debacle, where we all thought that, they thought that Cyberpunk was going to be in Game Pass day and date. We're now here, and this is where it's going to cause a lot of friction, and it's definitely going to cause a lot of stir in this community. But Microsoft confirmed that they have no plans on ending the yearly subscription. Now, for those of you that might defend this, you might go, well, Sony's not doing it. But keep in mind, and this is where I'm going to destroy this whole argument completely. The whole paying online module was started by Microsoft. You know what would have been interesting, or would have been like a Cinderella story? If Microsoft announced that they were going to get rid of Xbox Live Gold requirement for online, and this would start a trend that will lead to Sony ending the yearly, requirement for PlayStation Plus. Because let's be real here. The only reason Sony even had the balls to try that for the PlayStation 4 is because of how successful Xbox Live Gold was with the 360. That's literally it. And you can tell. You can tell by the way Andrew House, when he was on stage and he first showed the PlayStation 4 and the crowd reception, he was like, oh yeah. We got some new buyers. We got some new people who's definitely looking to buy into this service now that we showcase this new box and these crazy games. They did that because they knew that the industry was already used to it by now. And guess who put us in this complacent stage? Microsoft. Now, granted, they didn't do this alone. There are many people in the community who even went to the extreme of making videos back in the day. Yes, General MLD, I'm talking about you. Many others like that who made videos back in the day saying that Xbox Live is better because you pay for it versus PSN, which was free. Do y'all remember that? Because I sure as hell do. And this particular thing led to the flux of many other companies jumping on board, or many other publishers now doing subscription services. It started a flux. Remember, Nintendo was free. Now they're not. You have to pay to play online. PlayStation, you have to pay for online. And now you have Ubisoft having their own subscription plans. You got EA with their own. The list goes on. Who do you think started the trend? That would be Microsoft. So, like I said, man, Microsoft could have definitely shooken the industry up and proven that this anti-consumer word, which, by the way, has become the most cringy word I have seen for quite some time. One thing I've been seeing a lot of people say, too, with this anti-consumer practice word is, people are on a budget. Keyword, budget. Now, if gamers are on a budget, then you really should be with me in this video, and you really should be taking your criticism to Phil Spencer and not any YouTuber who's representing PlayStation or Xbox. Or really, any Xbox-centric channel that's defending this practice, you might want to take it up with them too. But you get where I'm about to go with this. Microsoft, as of right now, there's only two options for Xbox Live Gold. Okay, you got the monthly, and then you have the weekly, and you have the monthly. For the monthly, I want you guys to see where this story takes a very dark turn. So back in the day, for those of you that keep saying pro consumer, okay, let me hit you with some knowledge. Back in the day with Xbox Live, I'm saying back in the day because it's officially gone. But back in the day, for you Xbox users, with one price of $60, you were good for the whole year. You didn't have to worry about re-uploading your membership for quite some time. You can play, you can game, and you would have the $60 again in the future, right? It wouldn't matter to you. As of right now, Microsoft, with this monthly requirement, not only do you have that hassle when you're playing these games or waiting for these bigger releases to update that subscription service, but now you're paying even more. Instead of you paying a one payment of $60, which is essentially a game in 2020 right now, you're paying over $100 a year versus what PlayStation is doing. Oh, and there's more. Remember, Game Pass. You have to pay for Game Pass if you want this Game Pass. So you're paying over $100 a year for Xbox and their services. Now, riddle me this. Does that scream budget to you for the consumer? Does that scream pro-consumer for you when you went from paying less to more? Keep in mind, Game Pass has not gotten bigger in terms of the library. Remember, they take games out of the Game Pass module. Not all games are in there. They take them out. So again, what's happening here? Seriously, what's happening here? A lot of you keep saying pro-consumer. Games as a service is the way to go. Are you sure about that? Because Law of the Jungle is pointing towards this as well. Law of the Jungle is pointing towards Game Pass going up in natural fees. Why? Because games are supposedly going up in fees. Games are looking at a $70 price point, and Xbox Live. If games are looking at a $70 price point, what do you think is going to happen to Game Pass? I'm not even trying to get twisted here. I'm just going to ask you the question. What do you think is going to happen to Game Pass to accommodate those games? What has to happen? Game Pass has to go up in price. If games are going to be $70 across the board, and I'm saying if, as reports are going around, but if games are going to be $70 across the board, that price has to be up to sustain those games going up in price. And when you add that on top of the 4 quarters that you're going to be paying for Xbox Live Gold, you're paying over $100 a year. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why. There is a reason why I have stood by what I said here. A lot of people called me crazy. There's no way. This dude's got an agenda. But look at the different points of view. It clearly shows in the attitude and direction. Sony and Nintendo. Let me use Nintendo as an example too because they fall into this model. Sony and Nintendo, they care about what? Hardware, software, and subscription sales. They care about that. They care about that growth. Microsoft's their full thing going forward is that they care strictly about software and service growth. That's it. They don't care if you buy the Xbox One X. They told you. They pretty much don't care if you buy an Xbox Series X. They don't care if you buy the Series S. All they care about is you buying into Game Pass and being in their ecosystem. And to the people saying that's pro-consumer, you're now seeing the long-term effects of this. Think about it. If they truly cared about you and really showcasing the Xbox Series X in the perfect light, they would showcase some games that blew you away. There was not a single game that was shown on Xbox Series X that blows you away. All the games that we know for a fact of right now, such as State of Decay 3, such as Hellblade 2, such as Avowed, right? Everwild, there's no gameplay for these games. These games are 3 to 4 years out. That's how far we are from showcasing true bangers for Series X. So on top of Game Pass and them doing this and still charging you for free-to-play games, I'm going to need everybody who's throwing the anti-consumer word around to officially drop it. Unless if you truly are against anti-consumerism, I expect you to go after Microsoft. I expect you to attack every executive at Microsoft. I expect you to come at every executive at Microsoft, especially the way you've been coming after Square Enix and this damn Spider-Man debacle. I expect that on Phil Spencer's timeline. If you truly are against you being played, let's be realistic here. As the Xbox consumer, you are basically paying the way for ultimately PC gamers to get it free. That's all you're doing. You're paying $100 a yearly just to maintain these services, plus the 10 or whatever amount for Game Pass, while PC gamers don't have to pay none of that in one monthly fee. That's it. You're getting played. It's time to speak up. It's time to wake up. I warned you. I tried to tell you. But again, whenever somebody tries to tell you, and this is the law of the jungle, whenever somebody tries to tell you what's going to happen, we get hit with what? A lot of silly comments. And that right there is the sad part. Anyway, I'll see you guys later on today for the PlayStation State of Play. Yes, I will be streaming it. It's going to be about 4 o'clock or 4 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you guys there on the channel, or here on the channel. Hey, Xbox dudes. To all my Xbox dudes, my real viewers, everybody, shout out to you guys. Shout out again. Thank you guys for coming by the celebration stream we did yesterday. I appreciate it. You missed this on the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow after today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the RHD podcast. But yeah, y'all have a good one, man. My Xbox gamers, it's time to wake up and demand better. Later.